Has anyone ever told you look like Drake?
Yeah,
I know you're not talking about.
And we're live.
J. Cole. more people say J. Cole, but yeah.
I was just gonna say it's like a mixture of the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see Drake.
Hey, I don't mind being Drake. You know, Drake decent. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. I'll take the Drake. You feel me? Mine with the Drake.
Take it away, Casey.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Skol Experience, episode 7. We're joined by Shelby, Tweetin, and Rap once more on the show here. How are you both doing tonight?
Amazing.
Yeah, we doing good. I'm chilling for sure. I'm chilling.
It's hard to be upset after another nail-biting Vikings win, capped off by the longest field goal in team history by Greg Joseph, one that I was 100% confident in him making the entire time, never doubted him once. And of course, rolling into Packer week with a chance to crush the hopes and dreams of the Green Bay Packers and their playoff chances, which would be absolutely phenomenal. I wish I could say it was going to be easy, but the more I think about this game, the more I realize it's going to be a grind. But let's get it done.
Let's do it.
Fact.
Yeah, hey, man. Shelby, what have you been doing since we last saw you? What's been going on in your Viking fandom?
I went to the game in Detroit, which wasn't what I was expecting it to be. It's funny because I was actually supposed to go to the game the following week with the biggest comeback, but I decided to go to Detroit instead, which was a total letdown. I've obviously been in the very dramatic mix for Vikings Twitter queen. That's kind of been my biggest thing.
You got a tie for like 32% that you got going on or something like that?
We all voted for you.
It was my birthday a couple weeks ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Hey, was that your 8th stadium? It wasn't that you said you've been in like 7 stadiums, or was that your like how many have you been to now? 11th stadium.
Yep, on December 11th. I thought it was going to be lucky.
Not so much.
That just goes to show you nothing good comes from visiting Detroit.
What were the fans like in Detroit? We got some listeners that are Detroit fans.
Actually, I really liked the fans. They just were very dedicated. It's actually one of the quietest stadiums I've ever been to while the team is on offense. Like, they get dead silent for their team on offense, and everybody showed out. Considering I've been to as many stadiums as I have been, a lot of the times, the Vikings are one of the best traveling fan bases. So usually it's a lot more Vikings fans. And I thought maybe because it was in Detroit, it was going to be better. But they showed out for their team. So I respect it.
Perfect. Yeah, man, that's Dave's second team, man, the Lions. So you saying a lot. You saying a lot
Casey.
Right now. You saying a lot.
Casey, you remember?
Yeah,
he had that affinity, like little brother.
Forgot. Don't.
See, Shelby, the show Shelby was on.
I was there, and I was like, "Oh, I bet he's gonna be happy."
No, not happy at all. I was very upset about that game. I like the Lions, but I was very annoyed with how hyped the media was getting them. So the fact that they got destroyed by the Panthers was very, very hilarious.
Other than now, the Packers have kind of swooped in their spot and is getting all the media attention. Like always.
Which is even worse, honestly. Like,
which is worse.
I would go back to the Lions hype before it comes back up after Tua and whatever he's got for salad up in his head right now. Unfortunately, like after his performance, like gifting the Packers a game, and now it's all like, oh, the Packers could do this thing. I'm tired of hearing.
I also feel so bad for Tua. Like, this has been such a tough year. How are you going to expect him to play like 100%? Because he keeps playing. He should be. I saw something where it was like, wouldn't you rather him have longevity as a player than worry about him playing right now? Because like you said, his mind has got to be fucked right now. Like he needs more breaks.
Yeah. I think if they were smart, they would probably just shelf him the rest of the season. Regular season at the very least, bring him back for the playoffs if they can sneak their way in there. But at this point, like
sneak their way in.
It's detrimental to the guy at this point if you put him out there, especially with 3 concussions is too many, especially after we saw that scary second.
That's insane. And they weren't even normal concussions. Like
for sure. So
was that you, Shelby?
As the fucking ambulance goes by.
Hey, all right, concussions and then the ambulance comes.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a Minnesota Vikings channel, so we'll
I'm about to say because it was sounding like a One Pride podcast for a minute.
Well, and then
switch over.
Fins Up. We
I
went
thought
to
I was
Fins
at the
Up.
wrong place. I was like, damn, am I at the
went
wrong club right now? Like, what?
Yeah, we're like Fins Up, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, so
That's
let's as I mentioned in the precursor here, like I want to know your guys' thoughts because I never doubted Greg Joseph was gonna nail that 61-yarder. Like I was sitting down in my parents' living room, just like, ah, good, we're fine, don't worry about it. Everybody else was panicked, but I was just perfectly fine. I wasn't jumping around or pacing back and forth or anything at all. How did you guys react to that?
Bullshit.
I don't know, man. You get kind of, I didn't think I'd ever get used to it, but man, you win 11 games by less than one score or whatever. Man, you kind of get used to it. Maybe it's like the confidence. I think that when the Giants win ahead of us, I was just confident that we were going to come back and win. Like it's came down to that I mean, when you come back to the Colts the way we did and the Bills, you just got this confidence that we're going to come back and win. And I don't feel that roller coaster thing as much anymore, but I don't know. That's how I feel so far. What do you guys think?
Rep, you got Greg Joseph in the Leg Hall of Fame, or what's going on?
Greg the Leg, man. Greg the Leg, man. I think coaching plays a lot though. And seriously though, I think coaching just plays a big part of a kicker. And they got to build the confidence, man. Kicking, but they got one job, man. So I'm hard on them only because they have one job. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be out there like Kobe Bryant and just be kicking over and over and over again, man, like until you perfect your craft. You don't got to do anything else. You don't got to remember plays, block, nothing. Just one job, kick the ball. So, but I'm happy about Greg, man. I think I didn't get on the train of getting rid of him. I was almost going to do a video, but I was like, nah, let me hold off a little bit, and I'm glad I did.
Right. And I think that's the right mindset to have with that too, because kicking, as we saw, is such a mental game. And I think last year, what really sold me on Greg Joseph, and I was on the train of, okay, maybe it's time to look at a different option, at least bring in competition. But I just think back to last season against Arizona when he missed that kick, and just the way he handled himself afterward and how he bounced back from it. I had a feeling he would come around and figure things out. And then Rap, you brought up a great point with the coaching thing. If this was Mike Zimmer's Vikings, there's a good chance he'd have been gone a couple weeks ago, especially with the way, like if this season had gone the same way for Zimmer, which I doubt, but he would have been in the thing of like, we got to get rid of this kicker because he's losing us games. We got to move on. He's missing extra points. But the fact that Kevin O'Connell and like what he's brought to this team, and I tweeted about it right after the game, just a testament to him, where his play calling, people still question it at times, which we'll probably get into eventually here, but just his unwavering faith in Greg Joseph. And he always said, like, he's going to figure it out. He's going to turn it around. We'll be fine. And sure enough, the last few weeks, the guy's been dynamite, hasn't missed any kicks. And it's fantastic. So I agree 100%. I think coaching has a lot to do with that. And we're just, we've talked about it ad nauseum on all Vikings channels. We've seen the fruits of that with Kevin O'Connell. It's like, this team is just different with him here. Just, as I said, play calling, he'll get there eventually. I know he will. He's a smart guy and he knows offense. And he's still trying to kind of figure it out with the weapons that he has. Obviously, with him being in the Super Bowl, his time with the team was a little bit shortened. But just from that pure leadership perspective, I love everything he's brought here. And we're seeing what that's doing with this team. And Greg Joseph and Kirk Cousins being the two big ones. And then obviously Justin Jefferson being the prime example. The fact that with Kevin O'Connell putting him in the Cooper Kupp role, has a great chance of 2000.
I think Shelby, you said you should find somebody that looks like Kevin O'Connell looks at how Justin Jefferson looks at Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that look?
I mean, he just looks so in love. Like, I was looking at it and I'm like, you can just see the admiration and the respect and like what I mean is, especially with a partner that you like love, you want them. He looks like he like genuinely cares what he has to say, and he loves just like listening to him speak. Like, he seems so tuned in, and he's just like, oh, I just love hearing him speak. That's like what it looks like. That's
like me and Rap on Skol Live.
Yeah,
I think every Tuesday.
Yeah, I love hearing Dave speak.
but special teams came up in that game huge, since he's talking about kicking 60-yarders here in training camp, which was true. But special teams came up huge in this game. Josh Metellus, who when he jumps in there at safety, he's had his moments, obviously, but on special teams, man, Kevin O'Connell pointed out too that week in and week out he does great things on special teams and no one really notices. But that blocked punt, and I know I was watching their field access, and he kind of said, he's like, well, I had two choices: either A, I run into the kicker and get us a penalty, or B, I block it. So I decided I was going to go block it, which is huge. Special teams played a major role in this game for sure. It was even with Ryan Wright shanking a couple punts, which is completely unlike him, but he got lucky on the one that rolled down to like their 20-yard line or something. But special teams was a huge reason why we won this game. And I've been kind of critical of the special teams in weeks past as of late, but this game, they came up huge.
Shout out Josh, man. That my boy. You feel me? Like Josh, he different. For real. He different, man. I love Josh.
I feel like it
Metellus.
was just such a team win. Like everybody came together. And I think that's why you didn't really feel as nervous in the end, because it really just did seem like we were just working together. And after that Colts game, I don't know if you saw my reaction video where I thought I was going to throw up on camera because I was so nervous watching it. And in the video, I'm like, fuck Joseph. Like, I did not have the confidence in that.
Yeah.
But I think after that, if you don't have confidence in your team, the only thing I was nervous about was that we don't really come off big wins that well.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was such a good game to watch. I didn't love that they let them tie it up at the end. But at that point, it's like, do you guys want us? Do you want that at this point? Because it didn't even seem like they were trying. Like they were just like, let them tie it. Whatever.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
I went back and looked on the all 22 of that video, and our defense played horrible. It did. But you brought up a point that Daniil Hunter might be back. What do you think about his play?
I mean, for the first half of the season, I was just very frustrated, and I was kind of one of those people in the offseason that was like, we should trade him, because he hadn't really played a full season or really at all in the last 2 seasons. So I feel like the thing that the Vikings do a lot of the time is we pay injured players. Like, we're wasting all this money on a player that we don't even know is going to be good still because they haven't played. And then the first half of the season, I was like, see, this is what I was talking about. But finally, I think that not only is he doing better, but I think the defensive scheme is kind of pushing into more his strong suit as well. So hopefully him and Za'Darius can team up and as long as it comes down to the playoffs, that's all that's really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fact. They got meat at the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you made a good point though. I think the defense is coming around. When he puts his hand in the dirt, man, that's when he's the best. That's just for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I want to call out some of these listeners here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bandito. Well, that's not common. Purple Gang, let's go. Skol, my worthless opinion. Gold, Brandon's Toy Box. Sorry, I've been missed for a couple days. Skol, y'all. Skol Zone, what's going on? Greg Joseph has, I think, did you put this one up already, Casey? Oh, no. Has Blankenship on the practice squad. Quezzy and O'Connell are waiting for Greg to mess up. I don't think at this point they're waiting for him to mess up. This is a little too far into the season to.
He's 13 for his last 13, so.
Yeah.
Yep. So hopefully Greg just doesn't mess up. Hey Rap, PPP.
What's happening, Bobby? What's happening?
Bobby also was listening to our show on Monday or post game. So thanks for joining again. Appreciate it.
What's going on?
Now he's on my channel. Awesome.
Everybody's channel. Yeah, everybody listening, go subscribe to everybody in here.
Let's get it.
So we got Skol Zone. So this is an interesting one here because I brought this one up on our show, which the people in the chat and including Casey didn't agree with me as much because I was thinking, I know that something no one's talking about is the potential return of Irv Smith, which is getting closer and closer. Yes, I know he was not the guy we expected him to be earlier in the season, but if he comes back and he can take on that tight end 2 role now, I mean, do you think that there's a possibility that does bring our offense just another playmaker to our offense and can help us going into playoffs?
I think it makes another wrinkle you can take in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know, one year, high school sports, but we went to we did all our plays except from the shotgun, went into the playoffs, and then took it to the championship. And I think professional teams do that too, where they bring a new wrinkle into the playoffs, something they haven't seen all year. And I think you could do that with a double tight end set like the New England Patriots used to do with Gronk and Hernandez, right? Or it was Gronk and Hernandez at the same time. They had two tight ends at the same time.
They were at the same
for
time
a little while, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you bring in that aspect in the game. I think they were wanting to do that, this year, a little bit more, but they haven't been able to. The depth wasn't there. But now if you got the two big tight ends, there you have it. You got that extra wrinkle we can throw in, a few plays in there.
Which we've already seen some of that. We've seen with Irv Smith and Kyle Rudolph when Kyle Rudolph was here.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
And now we have Hawkinson, which is an upgrade from Rudolph.
Definitely.
And we have Irv Smith, who's he's a veteran now, coming off the injury. We didn't see a lot early on from him, but if he still can be that player that people raved about in training camp, and that could be huge for us moving forward here, hopefully.
Yeah. But, I think over these last couple of weeks, I've found the key to the Minnesota Vikings success. So I was over at my brother's house against the Colts.
I'm listening.
I'm about to say, you got the key. You got the key.
You got the
keys, man.
First half of the game, my mom, my sister-in-law, my sister-in-law's mom took my little nephew. He's about 18 months old. Took him out to see reindeer or something like that. And the Vikings sucked. They come back for the second half. My nephew's every time my nephew's in the living room with us, he's 18 months. He doesn't know what's going on, but he gets loud and the Vikings do things great, which is cool. Every time he was in the living room, the Vikings did something good. He stepped away. I think Kirk threw an interception. He came back. We come back. We win the game. This last week, my brother said he was in the living room watching the field goal with them. So I think my little 18-month-old nephew is the key to the Vikings' success. I told my brother, make sure he's watching.
You're not going anywhere.
So that's the key. That is the key to the Minnesota Vikings completing the season, one of the Super Bowls. My nephew cannot miss another Vikings game.
All right, I'm gonna have to agree with you there, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust you on this one, but don't mess this up for us. You got to
tie him to a table leg or something, or a chair leg or something those.
My brother's
Disney World.
My brother's trying to sculpt him into a football fan, so he's my brother will make sure that he's make sure the kid's watching every game from here on out.
There you go. There you go.
Don't blame him when it stops working.
Just look at him for the rest of his life.
So Shelby, there is a rumor on Twitter going around that Chris Boyd is not going to the Pro Bowl because he didn't want to miss a date with you. How much truth to that is? And by the way, that is Rap's favorite player.
It's not necessarily not true.
Oh, breaking news.
How much do I want to give away?
My boy pulling the receipts out, boy. I'm telling you, you should have known it was coming.
I didn't even think it was good, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
You gotta be on
did
point.
kind of know it was coming. Okay, so here's the inside scoop.
Okay.
Basically, I was obviously campaigning to be Queen of Vikings Twitter. And Chris Boyd came in, my guy, came in to, endorse me. But then he put the I love you emoji, and that sent Vikings Twitter on a complete tailspin.
Yeah.
So people were obviously going crazy into the comments, and he had sent me one of the screenshots of the date thing. And sent a bunch of laughing emojis. So I was like, well, at this point we should just play into it because it's fucking hilarious. And so everything after that was basically planned. But that got us talking. So
well, the results this Dustin Baker, who's got his own YouTube channel, I forget what it's called. You may know. But he did all these yearly awards or something like that. And the report I got is you're tied with 33% with Nick Breezy.
Yes. So basically they rigged it, which is annoying as fuck because what I found out is, first off, one of the girls said that she would make an OnlyFans if she won. So that was originally why everyone was kind of like rigging it towards her. And then I was still winning for a while. And then I was up like 3,000 votes. And then I go to sleep. And 2 hours later, I wake up and she's beating me by 2,000. I'm like, there's not that many people on Vikings Twitter. Like now it has 32,000 votes on it. But I found out that not only was there an OnlyFans thing, but there was also a group chat that basically was like, we can't let Shelby win specifically because they're fucking haters. And I told all of them that, so I'm not really hiding any of my feelings towards that. But guess what? Now I'm still tied, bitches. Like,
because apparently I think Saul Spice and Nick Breezy are friends. Like they do stuff together.
Yeah, no, they're
right?
best friends.
Yeah.
And I have a whole. I don't want to put.
We don't need to go there.
Yeah, we don't need to get in. We don't need to get into the
I
background.
did not know that the queen of Twitter, Vikings Twitter, was going to be this cutthroat. But Shelby, you played the game right. You played the game right. We voted for you.
Yeah, we voted for you.
Thank you. Basically, what I did, only reason that I'm tied now is after I realized that everything was rigged, I made all my people that I didn't know already vote at the end because I could tell that they were rigging it. And then all of a sudden, when I wasn't winning anymore, the voting stopped. Like there hadn't been voting in like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So then yesterday, I started getting people to vote again, and then no one was rigging it anymore. So then I caught up.
Yeah, so. Dave, I think they cheated us. Now that you say that, Dave, I think we should have won best podcast, man, best Vikings pod. I think they cheated.
Were we on there?
Somebody commented our name, man. We got rigged, bro. I'm about to go on Twitter. I'm finna curse some motherfuckers out. I'm on
They're
Shelby.
haters. I'm telling you.
I'm Shelby, man. I'm finna go on there and cause hell, man.
That's some bullshit.
I'll back you. I will back you.
To my 100 followers, y'all gonna hear me tonight. For sure.
You can use some of mine, rap.
All right, get me there.
But anyway.
I think this is a good time. We had this little game, Shelby and Rap. We're gonna put you through here. It won't take long. I know you guys are good sports. If you can bring that up. So yeah. Shelby, we got the 4 NFC North quarterbacks, right? Which one would you start? Which one would you make backup? And which one would you trade? And which one would you cut?
Is this based off this year?
Yes.
Yeah, and moving forward.
Well, moving forward, like in the future, like this year and next year, going into next year.
Okay. They're kind of in order, but
for real.
It didn't really mix them up.
Who put that graphic together?
I did. But I did.
Rodgers
and Fields probably.
Yeah,
I would start Kirk Cousins. Rodgers would be backup still. I honestly, they're in. Well, are we trading them? Because trading and cut is kind of the same thing.
Well, trading you're getting value back. Cutting you're just getting rid of them, taking the cap hit. Who would you willing to take the cap hit for?
I do think Justin Fields has potential. Mm-hmm. So I would actually probably trade him and cut Goff because he's getting old and I don't think he can do much more.
And we'd get more for Justin Fields for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We get more value
you think so? You think so after this year right here?
Compared to Goff
doing this year?
But isn't Jared Goff on like a crazy contract right now?
Yeah, but
I'm gonna tell you what.
He's like 20-some million, 25.
Well, and Goff has over 1,000 yards. Goff has the best offensive line in the league.
Yeah, he does.
If the issue with Justin Fields is if you look at him the first game to him, and I hope that my other podcast does not see this because I talked so much shit about him on that one.
Oh, man.
But he has gotten like exponentially better and he still is so young. I feel like once he is able to actually sit in the pocket, the Bears have the most cap space in the league. And so if he could go somewhere that they could build a team around him, I think that he has more potential, where Goff is definitely like plateaued.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm gonna ask y'all this though. With this right here, is this starting like when you saying start and back? Are we saying like start going into next year, back up into next year?
Actually, this isn't your question.
Oh, okay,
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it a little different for you. We're gonna do a little different for you. Go ahead and hit the next slide.
Oh, here we go.
All
here
right,
we go.
This is when things get interesting.
Smash or no smash rap. Smash or no smash.
Who is that?
That's Aaron Rodgers.
Is that Aaron Rodgers?
If he was a woman, smash or no smash.
Let me see. If Aaron Rodgers is a woman, I don't know, man. It depends on the circumstance. You know what I mean? Like, if I'll just see, you know, we at a club in Wisconsin or something, and I just feel some type of way, then maybe, you know, I'm gonna have to no smash tonight though.
No smash.
Okay.
Yeah, no smash.
How about this one?
What the hell y'all got me? Boy, listen, y'all asses.
This is Fields, man. This is Fields. Smash or no smash?
No smash. Justin Fields don't look good.
This is Goff. I didn't have a picture of him as a lion.
Like I got to smash one of them. No smash.
But yeah, he looks like he'd be playing softball.
Yeah, Kirk. Yeah, you right. I'm a smash.
You gonna smash? Now we got a bonus smash here, and we already know the answer to this one.
All right.
See.
Oh yeah, who's that again?
It's Zach Wilson.
Oh, you know what's up? Yeah. I'm definitely gonna smash that.
Shelby, he's got a bromance with Zach Wilson. He wants to trade for him.
Y'all ain't shit for this segment right here, man. Y'all crazy.
This is glorious.
So
yeah, she don't get the smash or pass.
Okay, you want to right here? Go ahead, smash or no smash. Kirk Cousins.
Smash or pass, Shelby.
On these four?
You want?
She want the women. She want the women right there.
Right.
There
okay, go ahead.
No, honestly, no. I don't. Bring it back to the men. Bring it back to the men.
I ain't gonna lie. Aaron looking kind of good. Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers looking kind of good right there, though. I ain't gonna cap to you though.
No, you got to get the Rodgers with that flow going right now.
If I wanted to settle down, honestly, Kirk Cousins got a little swag coming. I would smash, pass, smash.
There you have it.
There we have it.
I didn't know this was gonna be pure gold. Actually, I did.
Hey, that was fire though. That was a good little segment. I like that, man. For sure.
Smash or pass, a normal thing we're gonna be doing here on out. So
yeah, do it.
So
who did the grab it? How'd y'all find those?
Dude, that was on NFL memes. You just go look up NFL players as women. It was a big thing about 2 years ago.
TikTok.
Yeah,
that's
it was
funny as shit.
It was a huge thing on TikTok. Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
It had every player. Obviously Goff was in a Rams uniform, so I couldn't find. He wasn't done recently, so
yeah.
And I had to get Zach Wilson as a BYU player. They have a real funny meme of the top 4 quarterbacks. And who's the quarterback for Jacksonville?
Trevor Lawrence.
They said, gender swap, and they had all the three of the top 4 quarterbacks as females, and they just had him with the short haircut. And more like a boy.
Oh, shit, man.
It was probably the funniest meme I ever seen.
So what is your thoughts on Zach Wilson then?
Man, I like Zach Wilson, man. Listen, I know he's playing bad like in New York, but I just think, him being a BYU quarterback, he just needs time. I feel like he needs time, man, because he's athletic. You know what I mean? He showed some flashes. I say this, man, like people don't think that I'm saying bring him in and he's going to start over Kirk next year or even the following year. I'm saying he needs to sit behind somebody for at least 2 to 3 years. You feel me? He's young as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think he has the talent. He showed us enough arm talent to where he can turn into something. He just needs to be in the right situation. New York's a tough market to play for, bro, especially the Jets. Like, come on, the Jets.
And
Jamie, cut that up to make it sound like I want him to start next year, and we can put that on a short.
All right. And we'll give him 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Shelby, we give each other a lot of shit.
How about you, Shelby? How do you feel
me and
about
Dave
Zach
argue
Wilson?
all the time, man.
What's your viewpoint on Zach Wilson, Shelby?
Would you take him on the Vikes? He's definitely going to be available at some point this year or next year, whatever you want to call it. But what do you think, Shelby?
I don't have much feelings on him, but I do think that if we were to bring in somebody to sit behind somebody, I think Kirk Cousins is a really good person to sit behind. because he has such good leadership skills and he's so like nice and caring. I think that he could really help build some sort of player up.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
can
I'm
see that.
saying.
So we thinking. So there's a chance we could go after Zach Wilson. I'm definitely not willing to give up first. I don't think I'll be willing to give a second. I would take a chance.
Hell no.
Nobody's
take a
nobody's
chance with
giving
the
that.
third.
Nobody's giving them a top three, a three, or
Nah,
a top
hell
3 round
nah.
pick.
Listen,
I
they
would
want to
really
get
see
rid of him.
Maul.
Yeah. I would take. I mean, we got Herndon or whatever for a 4th round pick a couple years ago, and he played what like
That was such
10
a
snaps with us.
desperation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But so I would be okay with taking a chance on Zach Wilson if we gave up like a 4th round pick or something.
Or Irv Smith Jr.
Or Irv Smith. Yeah, get rid of
You
Irv.
can't trade a guy that's not on their
I don't give a
contract.
damn. I'm making up trades. I'm making up trades.
But do you think
For
we
real.
should-
We're gonna
we
make it
should-
happen.
think about getting a quarterback early in the draft to get someone behind Kirk Cousins and start learning something early? What do you guys think on that?
Not me. No, I don't.
You know,
How you feel, Shelby?
If there's a guy there that Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell look at and say this could be our guy, yes. But if they
Yeah, I
don't,
trust
which I
them.
don't think they will, I just don't see the value in it when you're going to be passing up. Because, and I think we were kind of talking about this beforehand. If we were 3-13, then I could see them being like, all right, yeah, we got to just completely make the move and switch it up here. But the fact that we're not, Kirk is a different quarterback, as you can tell. And the fact that they're doing the competitive rebuild to where you have your cornerstones, you got the superstar wide receiver, you got pieces on the offensive line. I think slowly they're going to start building around the few guys like the main, like the quarterback, the receiver, and the offensive line. I think they're going to start building around that, slowly replace pieces on that defense, and eventually build it up to what you want. And by then you hope that either Kirk has brought you to a Super Bowl or he's played well enough to keep you competitive to where you have your guy that you're going to bring up to the next level. I think at this point, that's the route they're going to go. I think this was kind of like the wait and see year. It's like, how are we going to be in this so-called competitive rebuild? And we've been competitive. We've won the division. And now it's like, you're not going to sell the farm to go get a guy who you don't believe in. If he's there in the first round, end of the first round, like I know people are talking about that kid from Florida. If you think he's the guy and he's there, sure. But if they don't see him there, then don't waste a first round pick as part of your rebuild on a quarterback, is my viewpoint.
And one of the things going into next year is we have 12 teams on our schedule that have losing records next year. So it's looking pretty good for schedule wise. Now some of those teams might jump up, like the Lions might jump up, the Packers might rebound. But right now we have 12 games against losing teams. So we got a window here. So that's looking good for us.
But I feel like you just never know. Because I think going into this year, the people were not expecting some of these teams to be as good as they are. Like the
Giants.
Yeah,
Jets.
but the Eagles have one of the easiest schedules this year, and I don't think anyone was expecting that they were going to be set up to be fucking 13-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
I don't think anybody had that much faith in Jalen Hurts. And well, he was fun to watch and he's an exciting player, but how incredible a year he's having.
Yep.
And then they were worried about their defense. And sure enough, they turned it all around.
Yeah. You just never know. I know no one was expecting us to be 12-3.
I mean, I'm talking shit about Jalen Hurts on a Philly podcast, and boy, did that fly back in my face. And I went on their show after the game, and boy, they gave me some grief, man. It was bad.
Talk about a smash. Jalen Hurts, if you hear this.
Oh, damn.
Well,
you shooting your shots out here, girl. I hear
that's
you.
That's an enemy. That's an enemy.
Right here, I do
man,
not care.
fuck the Eagles, man.
Soften them up for the playoffs.
You can't get off White Queen, Jalen Hurts. Fuck you. We ain't letting that happen.
It's all a ploy to.
It's distraction. I like that. I'm cool with that.
I got you. Inside job for sure, then.
But yeah, man. So moving forward, this Packers game.
Huge. I would love
this feels like a huge game of the year, man. This feels, week one is still the one team that we've beat from start to finish. Do you think we can do it again? The second team or a second time, but the second time this year, but the second time against them as well. Do you think that can happen?
I don't think it's going to be as low scoring of a game for them because their offense, now they have Watson who really stepped up. Back then, they didn't really have the receivers. Well, they had the same receivers, but they weren't in position that they are now. But I like to think that we're going to win. But we're also in Lambeau.
But I think one of the things that's going for us, though, is it's not going to be like sub-zero temperatures. It's supposed to be like in mid-30s, maybe 40 degrees even. So I think that's a huge plus for them at this point, is that, yeah, we definitely don't need to worry about the weather being a factor. But the thing with the Packers, though, is I think they've finally come to realize that running the ball is kind of more of what they need to do to set up their passing game. And with the way that we allow yards underneath, man, I could see Christian Watson just destroying us in that portion of the field. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. I still think the Vikings end up coming out with a win. I still think we crushed the hopes and dreams of the Packers, but that might be just wishful Vikings fan thinking.
No.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's what we doing, man. Fuck the Packers, man.
Dude,
Straight up.
This is our
we ain't playing. We ain't talking no nice shit about the Packers.
This is our division. We're the Kings of the North, dude. We're not letting the Packers take that back.
Exactly.
Don't give no momentum. We're putting our foot on the throats, and we're
this
ending
one
them right now.
You a nice guy, Casey, man. And Casey, you know what, Casey, though, you a nice guy, man.
Casey, see what I got to step
up,
man.
We'll step up for you and say fuck
Kirk
the Packers.
Cousins hasn't even lost against the Packers in like 2 years.
Yeah, he lost 2019.
Last year when we lost, he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
He's 5-3-1. He's 5-3-1 against the Packers. He played them in 2017 as a Redskin. He's 4-3-1 as a Viking.
You know, he know his Kirk stats, boy.
And I just did a show. And I had those stats ready. So Aaron Rodgers is 4-5-1 in that same time period against the Vikings. 4-5-1 against the Vikings.
How many touchdowns he got against them too, man? Tell us everything.
Kirk Cousins is 17-5 actually.
20-5, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
But this comment right here, though, the Smith and Hunter are going to go off is going to be huge, because if you like stopping the running game is just to kind of try to make them as one-dimensional as possible. But also, we made Daniel Jones look like a superstar quarterback because we couldn't get enough pressure on him. And with Aaron Rodgers, if you give him as much time as we were giving Daniel Jones at certain points, Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to pick this defense apart, unfortunately. So the big thing is going to be either tighter coverage, but I think the biggest thing is going to be Smith and Hunter having to get pressure on him. Keep him contained in the pocket so he can't scramble around and make plays downfield. You're going to have to contain him and get to him the best you can, which as we've seen since 2010, since Aaron Rodgers started for the Packers,
I feel like we always fuck up Rodgers.
Yeah, we do.
We stack that motherfucker so many times.
That's a fact.
There's something about our defense with him, and I feel like another thing to our advantage is we know the Packers like the back of our hand. A lot of teams this year, we were kind of going in. We hadn't played them in a long time.
Right.
But the Packers, we know what to do, and I think they'll probably run the blitz. That's been a big thing this year. And hopefully I think that they'll do that more to try and get under his skin, because we all know he gets very frustrated.
Especially this year.
Yeah, because he sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, this year, he's thrown some terrible passes. I don't know if it's not Miami game, but the game before that, he had one of the worst interceptions I've seen. And we watched Tua last week. So this is a weird year where this is a weird game. Like Casey said, we need to stop the run, but we almost want the game to end, or we almost want the ball to be in Aaron Rodgers' hands this game, because he has, especially with the pressure on, because he has been making mistakes all year long, and he's really just not been the same guy.
His receivers are dropping balls too. His receivers drop a lot of balls.
Yeah. That's what I said in our podcast too. Look out for a long throw on the first play to Christian Watson again after the first game.
That's his go-to.
I know. It's
How do y'all not know what to expect? He does it every fucking game. He tosses one up in the first drive.
Yeah. We ain't worried about their ass, man. Shout out my boy Crown in the building, man.
Yeah, what's going on, Crown? We have to stop the run. TJ Hawkinson is going to kill their linebackers and safety. That's another thing, is we destroyed them the first game, and we didn't even have Hawkinson yet.
Yep.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Hawkinson going to ball out this game. He definitely gonna ball out. That's why, like, going back to that Irv Smith thing when y'all were talking about Irv Smith, I kept my mouth shut. Listen, Irv Smith is not gonna be available. I don't care that he's back at practice. He's probably gonna get hurt tomorrow or something. Like, I don't wish injury on nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate it for him, honestly, because I did want
big Johnny Munt fan,
but just not available, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is, man. He got to play like 5-6 games in a row for me to stop believing again. I ain't gonna cap.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully it happens, but you know,
Yeah,
my hopes ain't that though.
No, I actually
Munt
do.
or Irv Smith Jr.
I actually think Johnny Munt's been playing pretty solid this year, considering what we expected from him coming in. So
Facts. Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah, I
Johnny
mean,
Munt
he's
guy.
good
And
for
Irv Smith,
he's good for a solid first down every game. Pretty.
Yeah,
And
good.
there's only one ball, man. You know what I'm saying? And like the way TJ Hawkinson's playing, like Irv Smith getting in there now, like what more do we expect from him? Like what can we
I mean,
expect?
all he might do is
keep
drop
feeding the
another
ball
long
to
touchdown
TJ,
get us
man.
back into an
Hey,
Eagles
man,
game. Who really knows?
Give
see.
the ball to
I-
TJ.
This
Straight
is
up.
the crap on Irv Smith Jr. segment of our show.
No, it ain't. It just is what it is. It's just facts, bro. We at the end of the season. We not experimenting nothing. Like, no, we already know what's going on. TJ's a savage. Let's keep it that way. Why change?
Yeah,
it,
that's
you know
why
what
I'm worried about Irv Smith. You guys know the last time I was on the show, I was Team Rager all the way.
Yeah.
But we do not know what to expect. You can't throw in another player, especially Irv Smith, who that little play that he has gotten, he's not as consistent as he used to be. You can't go into the playoffs and be like, oh yeah, this guy's coming out of being injured the whole fucking season. Like, let's see, because like we saw with Rager, he's one of the biggest reasons that we were even down that much in the Colts game to begin with.
Right.
He's
Right.
a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
We don't want nothing that we don't know for sure
That is a good point.
works.
Yeah, like now's not the time for that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it's not the time
Right.
for that. We got our ticket locked in the playoffs, and we need to focus on what we have and what's working. You feel me? Really, the defense. Another thing with the draft, when y'all were talking about quarterback in the first round, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you pick a quarterback in the first round, I'm gonna be shitting, bro. We need to get a cornerstone cornerback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know, or another linebacker or something like that. We definitely
We
need
have
second
such a bad history with getting corners in the draft, which
I know.
that's still what I would want. But like he said, Shelby has really stepped up.
Yes.
Mhm.
And we were worried about KJ Osborne not being consistent, and now he's been doing a good job last couple games too. So that
Right.
also is opening up space for JJ and Hawkinson's too. So
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, man. Shelly and someone wrote this earlier. Let me just go find it real quick. Right here. This is another guy that I've been also really liking. Is how do you feel about the best rookie linebacker, nickel defender, Brian Asamoah? That's my favorite Viking right now. Crazy speed.
Yeah.
This is a guy that I felt like we should have been seeing earlier.
Now,
I was a
Shelby,
fan
like
since the draft.
what you were saying, I'd rather him start right now. I'm okay with putting him in right now, though.
He's
Like,
proven
honestly.
himself. He's
As
proven
Jamie knows, I was a big fan of his
Yeah,
during the
right
draft
now.
process as well.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
Yeah,
fact.
he had him in his top 5 linebackers coming into the draft.
He actually has a YouTube channel, right? And his last video was during the draft. But man, when Kwesi called him, like the boy was crying, bro. Like I just I became a fan of him after watching that shit, man. He
And I
legit,
think-
man.
They're from the same island, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or no, that's that's
No, they are.
No,
They
that's
are.
Asamoah. Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, need to
he
keep
legit.
rotating these young guys, keep the old timers fresh. I think that is kind of their plan at this point. Obviously, with the 2 seeds still on the line, you can't rest anybody completely. But I know Kevin O'Connell said they have been kind of slowly rotating in some of those other guys just to get them some experience, as well as give. Because me and my dad thought maybe Harrison Smith was hurt this last week because they had Metellus out there quite a bit. But yeah, no, that was just part of their plan to give Harrison a little bit of rest, which is good.
And that
That
was pissed me off earlier in the season, is we were playing 13 guys on defense and nobody else. Like there was nobody else coming in, and Asamoah was sitting on the sideline. Scenes, Boo Jr., all these guys were sitting. Like Caleb Evans was sitting on the sidelines, not getting any time in there. Finally, they've now rotated a lot with their defensive line, and now finally the past few games, it started with the Dolphins game. He got in there for like 6 plays, right? And he was there as a spy for the quarterback to run, right? But now he's getting in there more often, and he's going to be starting for us for pretty soon, I think.
And
Yeah.
Bynum has been really good too.
Yeah.
To me, Bono's been on and off. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
been a
But
couple
I
bad
did
games.
like
But when
Bono.
he's
I did like
on,
Bono. I like
he's
Bono.
on.
You're right though. But when he's on, he's very intelligent, and I think
Yeah.
he'll get it. You know what I'm saying?
He's a good guy to have on the team.
He is. Hell yeah, for sure.
He has had really good games. Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
had some really good games.
Yeah, he hasn't had like a full bad game where he's always gonna make a good play or two in a game. That's one thing you can guarantee with him. So I feel you on that.
What was
but
it
I have talked down on him a little bit though.
That Lions game, he was pretty awful. That was about
Yeah.
But
It just seems like
everyone was
when he
awful
does blow a play, he blows it bad. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's seven when he does.
Jameson. He let just Jameson run back on his own. Yeah.
Mhm.
Every time.
But yeah,
he blows a
I'd
play,
say he's been
Lions
better than he has been bad. He's been really good at
I
times.
agree.
So yeah, I agree.
I agree.
The thing about the Lions game that pissed me off is Kirk and JJ had one of the best games of their. Well, now they've had those games every game since.
Yeah.
But that game, like nobody talked about it because we suck so much ass on defense.
Yeah.
And I was in such a bad mood. I was with my best friend. It was her first time coming to a game. And she knew just to shut the fuck up. Because I was
For sure.
Yeah, that was like the quietest. What? Because that was the game JJ had like 220 or 223, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
He
the
set the
quietest
Viking record, right?
223-yard game I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, nobody said a word about it just because we sucked that bad.
Delvin
Yeah.
Tomlinson was in there week 1.
Yeah, we had him week
Yeah.
1.
Yeah,
And he's looking good. He's looking
yeah,
good.
he
He
was
played
good.
pretty well this last game.
We're going to need him to step up big against the Packers this week.
And
too,
Tonga.
against what they got going on at running back.
Tonga's a big pickup too, man.
Yeah, Tonga's been looking
I don't
really
wanna leave
good.
Tonga out, man.
I guess
Tonga's
Are we
looking
worried
good.
at all about Darisaw being 100% healthy too?
Um,
I think he's about as close as he's going to get for the rest of the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Luckily,
the
some of
concussion thing-
issues are not
Falling
really
down.
big, but
You said he kept falling down, Shelby?
Yeah, he was like, he was
Word.
down a couple times during the game. I'm like, are you good?
Where,
We
right?
need him.
And
We need
Shelby's
him. Sometimes he
a
fall down.
concussion spotter out here.
Yeah.
Damn, sorry.
Well,
See
dude,
that shit?
Shelby's she's a spotter for the
Yeah, she's
NFL.
a spotter for sure. That's good news though. I mean, it ain't good news, but you
Yeah,
know what
we
I'm
need to
saying?
know
Like, damn,
that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just saw a stat that he's the second ranked tackle in the league, PFF, with
Mhm.
500 or
Dave
more
hates,
snaps.
Dave hates Darisaw for some reason. I don't know.
What?
Oh, shut up!
You do?
Don't start that shit
Man,
up.
he saves your boy's ass all the time.
Yeah, Trent Williams 93.8, Christian Darisaw 90.3. He's not.
Yeah,
He's an
Darisaw-
alternate to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
It should be in the Pro Bowl. But no, the concussion thing's been, we've had him and a Caleb Evans, and this whole year, this whole season have seen like there's been a lot of concussion stuff going on, obviously with the Tua stuff again. So it's pretty obvious. I mean, I think they already say is once you get that first concussion, it's easy to get another one, and we're seeing that. So I do think that is something to worry about with Darisaw going forward, because he came back from the concussion, and he also got a concussion right away after that, right? And we cannot let that happen.
And a Caleb Evans. And a Caleb Evans.
And a Caleb Evans. Yeah, we put him on IR for the second concussion.
He was
gotten.
pissed.
Third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was
Mad.
so big on Vikings Twitter, and then he was like, no one reach out to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man. I feel bad because I think he could be a good player for sure. Which he'll be back though. But yeah, those concussions are dangerous, man. Because at the end of the day, man, these fellas gotta live a life after football. You feel me? Like we like watching them as fans and shit, but them boys do gotta live a life after football. And I feel bad for Tua, and I hope Tua makes the right decision.
my brother got a couple bad ones in high school, and now he's like has like black spots in his vision.
Yeah.
And they thought that they think that it's because of those concussions. You just never know.
You just never
So
know.
our injury report's not too bad. Garrett Bradbury, James Lynch, Ezra Cleveland, Cameron Dantzler. Dantzler was a full practice. Cleveland was limited. Did not practice. James Lynch and Garrett Bradbury. I went again. I said it earlier. The all 22. I watched. I really focused on offensive line play, and Schlattman was not good. He was getting beat on the regular, and we talk about this all the time. Like, did we see at the beginning of the year that we were hoping that Garrett Bradbury would be in the lineup? We were wanting to be out of the lineup. Now we're sitting here at the end of the year thinking we would improve our team if we put Garrett Bradbury back in. But Schlattman was not good in this last game.
Yeah.
I think Bradbury, he's an alternate to the Pro Bowl too, isn't he?
I think you're right.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think
that's
you're right.
crazy because I had him. I was like,
Oh, yeah, we
Everybody
was ready to
hated
trade him.
last
oh, I
year.
was.
Yeah,
he
we
was
ready to trade
on. I
him.
was ready to cut him. I made a
It was
video
no
on
smash.
video on
There was
him.
no
It's
smash.
getting heated right now. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
there
smash.
was no.
No
It was
smash.
an
That's a fact.
easy no smash at that time.
Easy
Now
no
I don't know. I'm
smash.
just kidding.
Straight up, easy. Yeah.
But no, that's crazy. It's crazy how players can turn things around. But you know, he was a first round pick every single year. We kind of gave him that chance, and then as soon as we started doubting him, he's kind of stepped up this year, which is huge for offensive line.
I feel like that's just our team in general now.
Yeah,
The second people start doubting him, we're like, we're gonna come back from a 33-0.
yeah, oh yeah, that's
Crazy.
crazy.
That was
that
crazy,
33
man.
comeback. It's just a weird year. This has got to be considered one of the weirdest teams of all time. Like you can obviously we've had the most comebacks ever in the fourth quarter comebacks ever, the largest comeback ever, 11 games by less than one score, whatever. Man, it's a weird.
But people still think we're
yeah.
trash.
KOC broke the Vikings rookie coach record.
We're frauds,
0-3.
apparently.
Fraud, yeah, man.
I've
Them boys
never
hating.
heard. I don't think I've ever heard point differential until this fucking year. Like, obviously, I've heard it before, but like, oh my gosh, they're really holding on to that.
Like, it never was that big of a deal now. Yeah, now it's a big deal all of a sudden.
What happened to it's all about how you finish games.
Exactly. What happened to you as a winner?
You are what your record says you are.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard that last year? You are what your record says you are.
What your record says you are. You know what I mean? A win is a win in the NFL. Yeah. What happened to that shit?
I guarantee it. No NFL player at the end of the game says, "Oh, we should have beat them by more." No, they're happy as shit that they won.
I hate when they be moving the fucking goalposts, bro. That shit pisses me off. You feel me? That's why I be going hard sometimes because it's like, yo, quit playing with us, man. Like for real, quit doing that.
Right.
No, but
and
we'll show them though.
Kirk like finding out that it was the biggest comeback of all time was so cute. He was like, biggest comeback in NFL
I need a moment.
I need a moment.
I need a moment.
I need a moment. And then he runs to his the huddle and he's like, the biggest comeback of all time.
Yeah, Jamie, man, you gotta jump on board with me, man. I'm rocking with the boy Kurt, man.
I definitely.
I feel you, man. I know you want to see a little more. I know you want to see a little more.
I want to see.
Jamie's one of those guys that's constantly pushing back the goalposts.
You want some playoffs next year? Super Bowl.
No, I do not need it to be like that.
Call it right now, Jamie. What needs to happen? Call it right now.
Just playoffs. If he goes into playoffs and he plays well, I don't care if we lose. We better win, but I don't care if we lose. If he plays well, it's not on him because I have seen games multiple times up until this season, I'd say, where I do think we lost games because of him.
Yeah.
So if we go in, and a lot of it was on big stages, whatever you want to say, the prime time stuff, that's not been the case this year. 100% agree with that. But if he goes in playoffs and plays well, and whether we win or lose, but he plays well,
so
I will be on board.
He played well in the playoff games against the Saints.
The Saints, he did play well. Okay. That's a big one. Yeah, that was big. That was like
San Fran. He fell off that cliff.
But that's what I'm saying.
He did.
That cliff.
I think a lot of teams fell off that cliff against San Fran.
That boy went from up here to down there.
He went from standing straight up to laying on his back. His offensive line was straight garbage that year again.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's like he had that big game for the Saints then the next year. Then I was like all on Kirk. I was on the Kirk team. I started on the Kirk team when we got him. That's what I wanted that year. So I started on his team. But every time I would like really start getting into him, be like, all right, he's got this. He'd have a stretch of bad games, and then I'd be like,
Dave, you thought I was hard on the boy. Jamie hard on the boy, man. Come on.
He's been pretty steady all year. He's been pretty steady all year.
Yeah.
Rap, you're play to play.
Yeah,
you're like snap to snap.
I am kind of play to play on Kirk. I gotta give you that.
I can 100% say that Kirk has been extremely impressive this year, and in my opinion, this is by far his best year.
Me too.
Best year of his entire career. Yep. Despite anybody want to say about his stats aren't up or whatever. I don't care about that. I've been worried about him as a winner, and he has proved that completely this year. No questions. Almost better than any quarterback you'll ever see. Really, he's breaking records, fourth quarter comeback records. So I 100% and
also
in
been
trust with
hit
him.
more than any other quarterback of all time. Like
That hit-
he be
I
taking
think
that might be
he does.
chucking up
He's
dimes.
He's in the 70s
he's
now.
now.
That-
He's Kirko
that hit-
now, and I see it for sure.
That hit he
Kirko
took against the
Kane, that's a
Giants,
fact.
I know they show. I don't think it was a touchdown pass, but when he as soon as he let go of the ball, someone just drilled him in the ribs.
Drilled
That
him.
one
Yeah,
was crazy. It was funny because just before that happened, I asked my dad, I'm like, how can it be comfortable playing with all those rib protectors on? Then he took that hit. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how.
Yep, gotta do what you gotta do.
And,
Dave, I know you loving this segment right here, boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just rational. It's just
facts,
rational
though.
thinking.
facts, though.
It's just
facts.
rational thinking, man. And people talk about how his stats are down. It's all relative to the league. He's 5th in passing and 4th in touchdowns.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the
He's-
most
he's
touchdowns in the
fifth
NFC?
in
Is that
passing,
just like
4th
that
in
he's-
touchdowns.
He's winning us games. He's bringing us back every single game, pretty
MVP
much,
Turk, man.
and that's huge. So
Well, and I feel like the biggest thing that I've noticed is everyone only chooses what stats like fit their narrative. So I don't know if you guys saw the argument a couple weeks back I got in on Twitter with people that we were talking about the best wide receiver in the league. And these people were so set on it being Devontae Adams. And he was only number 1 in one stat, which was touchdowns. But every other stat, he wasn't even in top 3.
Yeah.
And they were dying on the hill, like crucified on this hill. And people that talk about Justin Fields, there's people that I've gotten into arguments on Twitter too, where it's like, oh, the last 7 games, these are his stats. Okay, and like, what the fuck do these last 7 games? Like, you're literally choosing the amount of games that fit the narrative.
Your narrative,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how that works. Especially
Hey, I ain't
for
gonna lie. I
Packers.
told Dave Shelby, man, you hilarious on social media, bro. Like, for real.
Really?
You got that shit down pat, man. You be making me trip, man, for sure. You be making me trip. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
the only problem with this one is I just feel this one episode is I just feel like there wasn't enough fucks in it.
Yeah,
I
for
think-
sure.
You know
Yeah,
what?
and like
I
that was the
too.
thing too, Shelby. Like
We built this as the swear-a-thon
Yeah, that's what I'm
edition.
saying.
We was
We
like
have
me
both
and you,
of you
me
on,
and
it's
you
supposed to be
cursed, me and
ultimate
you
fucks.
cursed the most apparently as the Vikings.
I
fan,
know
you
there's
what I mean?
one guy that anytime like a big play comes, he like goes to my Twitter to see. At first, when the first couple games, he was like, "You say the F word way too much. You need to be classier." And
I'd be
now
like, fuck off.
that's what I was like, you can go fuck yourself.
Hey, for real,
Uh,
innit?
Good thing I don't need your approval in life.
Exactly.
But now
Exactly.
he's like, he goes to my thing. And, you know, after the win against the Colts, I went back just to like look at my tweets because usually I'd be going and not even knowing what I'm tweeting because I'm so. And it's literally just like, what the fuck are they doing? Fuck. What the fuck? This is fucking insane. I'm like, damn, bitch, you don't have one other word that you could use?
Going in. I like that shit. Going
Which,
in.
by the way,
Rap, I remember when we-
unfollow me and then follow me again so I can follow you back. If I don't follow any of you. I don't think I follow
Yeah.
you.
For sure.
You follow one of my
I think
Twitter handles.
forget
I'll
which.
message you with my other one.
Okay, good.
I got
follow
like
us
a
on
Minnesota
Instagram or
sports one and then
something.
me. But
Okay,
Rap,
okay.
I think when we first started, I remember I would get someone on, hey, I was gonna follow you, but you swore like I said shit or crap or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
so
follow you
weird.
like that. I'm like, okay, there's plenty of other shows to go watch. I won't miss you.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
they
like-
say that people that swear more are more intelligent?
That's a fact.
Oh, that's what I hold on
Something.
to.
That's what. Yeah, that's what
That's
I
it.
say. Anyways, I hold on to that.
For real.
So,
For real. We
yeah,
definitely
nah,
riding with that.
It's
We
science.
definitely ride with that. That's
saw it on
scientifically
Twitter once.
proven.
It's
That's
science.
scientifically proven right there.
It is. I'm pretty like you have. If you're talking about sports, you have to swear. That's
You got
It's
to.
like a
That's what I'm
untalked about
saying.
rule. Like you
I mean,
can't.
shit, I swear in regular life. I don't care.
I
Even
got-
if it
I
ain't
got-
like
yeah,
that, I
same.
just
Unless
swear
you're
in regular
Kirk
life.
Cousins. Unless you're Kirk
Rap.
Cousins.
Remember that time I got kicked off of Facebook because I said Bradbury was playing like a traffic cone,
Oh yeah, they
and he
kicked
says
you out.
you can't talk trash about players on this. They had like 20 some thousand followers on Facebook, and I'm like, I just made it my life's mission to piss that guy off after that.
Dude, I got fucking ran through in the comments on. I posted. I don't know if you guys saw the picture, but I'm like this at the game because I had fucking Vikings nails, and there was literally a Vikings symbol.
Yeah.
I'm like this because we won, and people. Oh my gosh! It was like I had my whole titties out.
Yeah.
Like these people thought that I did the worst thing on the planet.
It's
Like,
hating, man.
why are you guys so mad? Like, it's very weird behavior.
Some people
Because
just
I'm
don't
not
got
trying
nothing better to
fuck
do.
you, and I
Yeah.
don't need your approval. So either
Exactly.
way.
That's a
I actually
fact.
got, it was funny, after the Colts game, I actually got a couple tweets taken down because I dropped I told NFL official, I tweeted at NFL officiating and told them to fuck themselves multiple times during that game. And they, yeah.
I remember you
saying
saying that, and we were like, it was worth it.
Elon took my tweets away from me, so that was kind of disappointing.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, for sure.
deserved it.
Did you get
deserved it,
suspended for like a day or something?
I mean, it said oh, it was one of those things like for 12 hours, like you won't have the full features, but I was able to keep tweeting, and then I still tweeted at them. I just didn't use as harsh language. So
I feel like Twitter just knows my thing is just dedicated to shit talking.
Yeah, I gotta get better on Twitter, man. I be slipping on Twitter. I don't be on that shit. I need to get on that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I be slipping.
It's fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna get more active. I be tweeting
I
during
was
the
never-
game, but I don't be on that shit heavy like
I
that.
was never a big Twitter guy until we started this. Like I do most of the Twitter stuff for our podcast, and it is pretty fun. So, like I gotta just scroll past some things sometimes just because people are stupid. But
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I get into arguments, and I'll be at work, and I'll be like over in the corner, and like, Shelby, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in a Twitter argument again.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
Like, but people just know. They're
Yeah.
like, why are you so invested? I'm like, it brings me so much joy proving someone
Oh,
wrong.
dude.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
Because
fact.
people
yeah.
come in so blind, like, especially me being a woman, obviously that plays in a part, but like, there's so many football fans that think that they know stuff, but they're only basing it off like ESPN interviews, and how many ESPN or like NFL networks things say that Kirk Cousins sucks because A, B, and C.
Right.
And it's so easy to prove them wrong with stats. And then what else are you going to say? Especially
Yeah.
after this year.
Exactly.
So
They must be on Raps newsfeed.
Hey, hold up, man. I told you, man. My new name is Stanley, bro. My new name is Stanley. My new name is
That's
Stanley. You
fucking
feel me?
Yeah.
You can't use that against me no more.
It's so funny. It's like after that Colts game, Rager basically screwed Kirk with the two picks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after the game, every highlight, the person says Kirk Cousins throws it. The so and so reads Kirk Cousins perfectly and picks off the ball. Like Rager stopped and then moved.
Yeah.
You know, it just they had that narrative that Kirk Cousins was going to screw up this game. That they said that was on Kirk. So it just like the narrative. They'll just go with
And
it.
I ain't gonna lie, like I actually looked deeper into it, right? Where they really do be hating off him, and like people, it just makes me love people more. That people that, you know, if somebody's hating, like I hate bullies for one, you know what I'm saying? So it just makes me gravitate towards Kirk Cousins more because I see everybody hating off him. So now I'm kind of like, you know what, y'all gonna leave my motherfucking dog alone. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, for real, like
Day one.
like
my
that
guy
for
says
real.
day one.
Day one, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna leave his ass alone now. Yeah, but he actually is playing good too, though.
Oh,
So
dude,
it
he's
feels
playing
good.
incredible. There's no
Sure.
question.
And we know-
good
Needs to
sticking up
keep
for
that
him.
in playoffs.
And that's the thing. We're really good in this game. I don't know. If I see it as a playoff game just because it is the Packers. I hope
And
the
we're
team
trying to
sees it
stop them from going to playoffs.
exactly.
So
I
it
hope
feels
the
like
team
fun.
sees it as a playoff game because it's the Packers. I would love to see the national media just not have any reason to talk about them except for will Rodgers leave? Will Jordan Love ask for a trade? I want to see all that stuff happen. So the question I have to kind of end things off here is, will those conversations start Monday morning after the Minnesota Vikings play the Packers? Are we winning this game, and what's the score going to be? Let's go around the table here.
We'll start with a guess. We'll start with Shelby.
Oh, I was thinking about what I want the score to be.
What I want the score to be.
Yeah, well,
What the score is
exactly.
going to be.
I feel like it's going to be 28-17 Vikings.
Let's go.
Jamie, wasn't that your score?
Spoiler alert. I might as well say mine. Mine was also 28-17.
Hey!
Let's go.
Let's
More
go.
than 10
Let's go.
points.
Rap,
11
what you got?
points to be exact.
I
And
got 20 to 24.
20,
Yeah, I
24,
think
a little
I
closer.
got 20 to 24. Yeah, 20 to 24 Vikings for sure.
Dave?
Okay.
I had 24-21 my last show, so I'm sticking with
Hey,
it.
and make sure y'all go and do the purple lottery on my YouTube channel though. Y'all make sure y'all comment, man. I'm giving away
Pocket
$300. You feel me? Like if you
Oh.
win,
Is it
I'm Cash
300
Apping.
now?
Oh, shit,
No,
I
it's
didn't
a
know
free
that.
100 because the 75, the guy who won
Oh,
the
a
75.
free.
Yeah, free 100. All you gotta do is get the
I thought
score
you said
right.
300. I'm like, holy shit.
So
I'm
you're
like,
giving
yeah,
away
give me it.
100.
It might get the 300. Yeah, I'm doing it. I do it like the Powerball. Do y'all got Powerball in Minnesota? Yeah, it's a shit, right? Yeah.
Wait, where are you?
I'm in South Carolina. Yeah, I'm from the South.
Do y'all have Powerball in Minnesota?
Yeah, I know if y'all had the Powerball.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know. I don't really play the lottery, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just figured it'd be a good idea. So what I do is, if nobody wins, I just keep upping the ante. You know. So yeah,
I like that.
It'll be $100 though. So make sure you drop your score over there for sure.
I'm going to toss out 30-27. Kirk Cousins goes over 300 again, 2 or 3 touchdowns. Greg Joseph nails another game winner just because he's that guy now.
Oof.
So 30-27, Vikings pull it off. Crush the Packers' hopes and dreams. It's going to be fun to watch.
I would love it to be like a touchdown catch from Adam Thielen, man.
All I
That'd be
know
nice.
is I'm
Finish
probably
it
not going to be feeling very good during that game since it's on New Year's, and I'm planning on whooping it up a little bit New Year's Eve, but you got to
There
keep
you
on
go.
drinking. You never feel anything, and I'm going to
Yeah,
need
just
some during that game.
Keep it going.
Especially
You
if
want
you
one
can-
receiver to reenact Randy Moss pretending to moon
Justin
the crowd.
Jefferson.
Yeah, one of them. I don't care. It could be Justin
JJ,
Jefferson.
man.
Thielen.
JJ,
Dude, it's
man.
gotta
Y'all
be
already know how I
JJ.
feel, man. I'm tired of that
Please.
gritty, man. Don't bring that gritty in the next year, JJ. That's a
I
fact.
don't
No, he
mind
did
the
the
gritty. It's
limping thing.
The limping thing.
recently.
I'm not liking the fake.
I'm not liking the
injury
limping
stuff.
thing.
No.
It was based off of the World Cup.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the World
that's
Cup.
what it
Yeah.
was.
Was it the girls? It was the girls, right?
I think it was a
That's- Girl,
girl
yeah.
in a pro game did it.
So they're doing it
that's-
for them.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
Alexander
that's-
Madison, didn't Alexander Madison do
Madison
some heat when
copied
he-
it
when he
from
did,
that
like, the
girl
twerk?
soccer player.
Yeah, he
like
did
the
the
little
twerk.
twerk shit. Yeah.
And I feel like the thing he does, the gritty, it's literally a huge phenomenon now.
It is.
Yeah.
That
Like
shit
it
big.
is everywhere.
That shit is big.
So I think he like feels like he has to do it.
I feel like he
now.
has to
see-
do it,
I
but
see
to
kids
me,
in
I'm just
malls
like, man, I'm tired
and-
of seeing it now, man. Like he needs to switch up he needs to moon the crowd on Sunday. That would be
Aren't
lit.
Hey,
just
news
going
is
so
in.
much.
Celebrations
News is in.
crazy.
Rap has a problem with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I
Justin
am cutting that
Jefferson's
shit
gritty.
up.
Cut it
Rap-
up how you want it, man. I
Rap
stand on.
hates-
Hey, listen, one thing you
Rap
know
hates
about
and
me,
sick him.
Dave. Everything I say, I stand on that shit. I do not care. I say it, I mean it. That's a fact.
Get rid of the
Rap
gritty.
doesn't like the gritty.
The gritty
No, I
lasted
like the
over
gritty.
2
I like the
years.
gritty.
That's like the first one that went 2 years.
But you know, it's a dance, and dances they fade out. You feel me? And like, you know, at the end of the day, he has to come up with something. Like, he can't be doing. I mean, imagine him still doing that after every single. I look at it like he's gonna be
He's
scoring a
38
lot of
years
touchdowns.
old.
Bro,
Right.
He's be 38 years
No.
old.
he's gonna be grittying on the on the
My
podium
dad
stand for his
called
Hall
me
of
in the
Fame
Colts
jacket.
game. My
You
dad
know
called
he
me in the
is.
Colts game after he scored.
Yeah,
He's like, Justin Jefferson's over here doing the gritty. We're still fucking down.
yeah.
I don't want to see this fucking gritty right now.
That's fair. That's
Calm
actually
down.
fair. But
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson knew we were coming back to win.
Yep.
Yeah, he had confidence.
I mean, you got to
Yeah,
hype. I mean, if you're a leader, you got to hype up the team somehow in a
Yeah.
game like that.
That is
Yeah,
true.
for sure.
That is true.
Because KJ
Yeah,
Osborne
12
did
minutes,
doing the
the-
chest pounding thing. It's just you got to do it. You got to fire the team up. It's
At 12 minutes left in the game, I thought we had that. I thought we had that game, and then Rager screwed
I
up.
think
and-
Kirk
It's
bounced back.
different. If you're down 33-0 in the fourth quarter and you score a touchdown with 2 minutes left and you dance, then that's a problem. Then you're like, okay, come on now. That's just not. And Kirk Cousins said it after the game too when he was wearing the Vikings blazer. He's like, I'm self-aware enough.
I'm
to
a
know,
little
like,
self-aware
you
that I
lose,
would not
I
wear this
don't wear
blazer
this.
if we lost.
you know, like I'm
Yeah.
self-aware enough and smart enough to know that's just not how you do.
But that's just another thing about Kevin O'Connell, man. You know what type of man you need in that locker room to pull men together that are down 33-0 at halftime,
Yeah.
bro. No,
I
that's
wanna
a
see
special
what he
guy, bro.
said. I wish that
Dude.
they recorded the halftime.
I'm telling
speeches,
you,
too.
that's a special man right
Yeah,
there,
man.
man. We
His
really got
leadership
somebody. His
is
leadership
insane.
skills are, I'm telling you, they're crazy,
Unmatched.
man. For sure, they are. They are.
And
We
the guy
definitely
looks
watch it.
like Superman. So
When I watch his post game, when I watch the locker room speeches, like after a win,
Oh, I
dog,
cry.
I'd be like damn near about to cry watching his
I
ass
cry
for real.
every
bro.
time.
Like I do,
Dude,
bro. And I'm
they're
a fucking
good.
man. You feel me? I don't cry. I'm telling you, but that shit be
Especially
having
after
my
that
throat.
game because he started crying.
Yeah, dog is
And
a
he was
savage.
like,
Like
I
that,
just
man.
love you guys. So
I just
much."
want to hug
And
all of
sitting
you
there
guys right
"Oh."
now.
Yeah.
Telling you. Telling
Come
you,
on,
man.
come
He
on in here,
different.
guys. Come
KOC
on in
hug
here.
different.
Group hug.
Everybody, give me some of that.
No,
Wow,
dude, his
Casey,
leadership
fuck
is
you then.
I know,
Damn.
right? Damn, Casey, you don't. What's up, man? Oh, yeah, you are kind of a Lions fan.
You're
like,
a
too, though.
lion.
Yeah.
Lions.
There's no love in
Fuck.
it.
All right,
Incognito,
it's-
man. What you doing, Jamie, man? You
It's
got this
shit on
podcast with
Casey.
the
No,
Lions,
let's
man?
go.
it happens. It happens.
Nah, we love Casey, man. That's all.
No,
boy.
we do. No, one thing I want to say to KOC though, that, you know, he has the like his leadership style is self-accountability, stuff like that. So I was kind of interested, how would he, like, sometimes I think if your team is playing like shit, 33 down at half, I don't think you go in this locker room and just be like, hey, this is all on me. Da 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 da. I don't think that's going to be enough to fire your team up. So obviously he must have said something there, but also after, you know, that Lions game and everybody was hating on Donatel, people still hating on Donatel. I'm still hating on Donatel, to be completely honest, sometimes, but
well deserved.
But for Kevin O'Connell, you know, he kind of said like something has to change, and it did feel like after that something changed on the defense, at least especially from a pass rush point of view. So I do think there's something he even did with that.
Well, I noticed
something there.
I know we had talked about it before too. Daniil Hunter actually had his hand in the ground, like he let him play more inside instead of that stand up outside linebacker. Right. And though I thought Mark Schlereth was awful during that game because he was just like all over the Lions or all over the Giants the entire game, I honestly thought he did a terrible job of being an announcer for that game. I thought it's one of the worst I've ever heard. But he said something, and I don't know if he maybe talked about this in the post, like the pre-production meeting or whatever. But from what he said, Kevin O'Connell sat down with Donatella and said, like, "Here's how I would attack your defense. If I remember him saying that against you, what are you going to do to stop me?" He's like, "You're too predictable. What are you going to do?" And if that's how the conversation went, like, I'd always questioned that Kevin O'Connell. I knew he was a good leader, but could he lay down the law when he needed to? And he doesn't strike me as the type that's going to like go in and offend anybody or just really start yelling at anybody or being told about things. But to do it that way, like that's a constructive way to do it nowadays.
Right.
Somebody would be like, "Hey, here's what I would do against you. Here's my honest thoughts. Now it's up to you to decide how you're going to fix it." And if that's how it all went down, like
he brought 5 a lot more than he had in the last game. I watching the film, the whole game over again. He brought 5 quite a bit more. We didn't get to him very often, but we brought 5 a lot more.
What irks me is how can we notice that? What irks me is how can we notice that though?
Right.
That's what irks me, right? Yeah. How can we sit back as fans and watch it on broadcast and realize, like, hey, when you start bringing a little bit more pressure, look how the defense plays. Dude, but yeah, you still want to go back to the same bullshit that's been allowing teams to get over 500 yards a game. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me.
Right, but Raph, the last time you were on here, like, and we all agreed that we weren't going to fix this defense in 1 or 2 weeks.
Right.
But we also mentioned we just want to see improvements, and I think we've seen that. Yeah. I think we've seen a few. We've seen steps towards it. Now, do I think Donatel will be back next season? No, I do not. But we've seen steps toward a better defense. We've seen more blitzes. Yeah. We've seen a little tighter coverage in spots. It's not perfect, but with the personnel you have at this point,
it ain't gonna get
the best
perfect.
They can.
Yeah, it won't be
consistency.
Exactly.
Yeah, consistency. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a play in the Lions game where Zadarius Smith was covering St. Brown. And we're like, what the fuck? You might as well just tackle him and take the 5-yard penalty. Give him the first down.
Well, the one big play that stands out to me this season is Tony Pollard, and it was Hicks was guarding Tony Pollard on the sideline. Like, that just showed you right there that the personnel we have, bro, like, you can't. That's why I say Asamoah. I'm okay with him playing now because he would have covered that a little better. You know,
he's got the speed.
You know, you see the type of scheme Ed Donatel wants to play. I understand what he's trying to do, but we don't have the personnel, man. That's the problem.
Well, especially when you have pass rushers like Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter. And you want to just it's the
like, why the hell is Daniil Hunter backpedaling playing coverage? At no point in time ever should he do that, bro. Ever. There should be no reason at all, bro. Like, straight up.
Right.
It's just common sense shit sometimes. But, you know, that's why we don't get paid the big bucks though, man.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, in this case, maybe we should have, and maybe we would have had a better defense.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know, man.
Anyway,
we still love the team though, man. We love the squad.
Man. I mean, this is a fantastic season, awesome season. Going to a game where we get the opportunity to stop all the media, all the momentum of the Green Bay Packers, which we better do. I'm hoping for a big game from us, and you know, it'll be a really great way to kind of end this season going into playoffs, I think.
Slam the door on the cheeseheads, man.
Let's do it.
Straight up. Like,
let's do it.
Slam the door, man. All they little playoff hopes they think they got, man. Slam the door right in their motherfuckers.
All the media.
These motherfuckers up.
I'm telling you. Let's get it.
There's people who've already written some blog articles, some articles on their playoff chances, and we're just going to smash it out, waste their time on that. Done.
Exactly.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Aaron Rodgers on the ground a couple of times.
Yeah.
Probably complaining about officiating or taking hits. By the way, that's another thing I want to bring up. Like, I am nervous to see what kind of BS the refs come up with this week because there's gonna be something.
Yeah.
I am so concerned that they're really gonna try their hardest to screw us over. And
there was someone that tweeted about the Packers game, and it was like, and everyone says we have the officiators on our side. And it was like 4 pictures. I'm like, the fact that you even have to prove that just shows that everybody knows that the officials fucking are obsessed with you guys.
Exactly, man. That shit is crazy, bro.
Fucking hate the Packers so much.
Shit is crazy.
Hate them. Swerve and Monero, thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it. Nance and Romo, I did hear about that last time we had Nance and Romo. It was a Cowboys game. That was kind of a struggle. And
is that who we got? Damn, we got Nance and Romo. Shit. Yeah, man. But I had a good time with y'all tonight, man. That's a fact, man. I appreciate y'all having me on for sure, man. You know, it's all love with you, GG, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
Dave, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you soon, Dave, man. You
if
know
you're
what I'm
lucky.
saying? Tomorrow,
right? 9:15.
Yeah, we rock out. And Shelby, nice meeting you. It was a pleasure meeting you, Queen, the Viking Queen, man. Keep holding it down. You hear me?
Always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah,
and make sure to send me all of your stuff so I can follow.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Sounds good. We'll do
definitely.
definitely.
Do that.
Good.
Sure. So, anyway, this has been Skol Experience. Thank you, Rap and Shelby for joining us. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Woo, Skol.
Skol Vikes, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Fuck the Packers.